Welcome to my Switching, Routing, and Wireless Essentials course. This should be the CCNA version 7 curriculum. This is the second of 3 courses. So we have our CAPWAP operations. So our CAPWAP is going to be a control provisioning of wireless access points function. We're going to be looking at like the architecture, the flexibility connect, and so forth. So, CAPWAP is an IEEE standard protocol that enables a wireless LAN controller to manage the access points and overall the wireless LAN. So the CAPWAP is going to be the protocol that the access points will communicate through back to the wireless LAN controller. So based on the lightweight access point, it adds additional security with datagram transport layers. That's going to be our DLTSs. It will also encapsulate and forward wireless client traffic between the access point and the controller using a tunneling protocol, typically UDP port 5246 and 5247. It operates over both IPv4 and IPv6. Underneath IPv4, it will use the IP protocol 17, and underneath IPv6, it will use the IP protocol 136. So again, CAPWAP is that protocol used for communication. We can have what's called a split MAC architecture, and basically this concept applies all function normally performed by an individual access point and distributes them between the two functional components, a access point MAC function and a wireless LAN MAC function. So things like beacon and probe responses, that's on the AP. Things like authentication is on the LAN controller. Packet acknowledgements and retransmissions, that's going to be on the AP side. Association and reassociation of roaming clients, that's on the controller side. Frame sequencing and prioritization, that's on the AP side. Frame translation to other protocols, that's on the wireless controller side. On the AP mode, things like MAC layer data encryption is, again, access. If we were talking about termination of traffic, that's going to be on the wireless LAN controller side. So there are different features based off of the hierarchy that is used. Not everything will be tied to the access point. Not everything will be tied to the wireless LAN controller. There is a separation. So looking at the DTLS, again, providing security between the access points and the wireless LAN controllers, we can actually encapsulate data that is flowing back and forth. It enabled by default to secure the control channel and encrypt all management and control traffic between the access points and the wireless LAN controller. While the data encryption portion is disabled by default, and it does require DTLS a license to be installed on the controller before it can be enabled on our access points. The functionality is there if security between the access point and controller is a concern. We also have our Flex Connect APs, and we have 2 main types here. Our Flex Connect basically enables the configuration and control of APs over a WLAN link, over a wide area network connection. So there are 2 main modes, connected and standalone. Connected basically means that the wireless LAN controller is reachable. Standalone mode means the LAN controller is not reachable. Basically, the Flex Connect access point will use the CAPWAP connectivity with the wireless LAN controller to form the tunnel and perform the function. With the standalone mode, the Flex Connect AP has lost the CAPWAP, so there is no connection there. So the access point can assume some of the wireless function or the wireless LAN controller functions, such as switching client data traffic locally and performing traffic authentication locally based off of the data that's on the access point. Questions, concerns, please reach out. Thank you.